When we're born free. We're born in touch with the totality of who we are. We're born in touch with that divine essence, the essence that is unconditioned, the essence that is really in touch with our true nature. Then we go through experiences in life and through media and through socialization and through education and through friends and through the television and through our parents. Slowly, we begin to get conditioned. And as that happens, we begin to then develop a view of ourselves and a conditioning of ourselves that is not necessarily truly who we are. And from that place, we begin to develop an identity. And we begin to start seeing life through a certain reality. We begin to start seeing life through certain lenses. So we develop these lenses, a way of perceiving, a point of view, what we think is reality, a way of seeing the world, like, wow, everything is yellow. And we think that the way we're seeing the world is reality, but the way we're seeing the world is through our lens that's been conditioned. And we often think we're free, but we're not necessarily free. And we often say, wow, everything is yellow. And I'm saying that just because we see life a certain way doesn't mean it's true. Just because we see our life, we see our relationships, we see a certain thing a certain way, doesn't mean it is so. So then we go through life holding tightly onto our way of seeing the world. But if we just are so intent on holding tightly to our way of seeing the world, we limit ourselves. We limit who we are, and we limit what we're capable of, and we limit our availability to life. But so often we go through life from one lens to the next lens. And all of a sudden, we replace our old way of seeing things with a whole new way of seeing things. That's just another identity, another reality. See, I say we live in a world of infinitely valid but simultaneously contradictory realities inherent in the nature of life. We live in a world of infinitely valid but simultaneously contradictory realities inherent in the nature of life. Yet so often, as a way to feel safe, as a way to feel secure, we want to hold on to one way of seeing life, one way of doing things, one way of knowing ourselves, as a way to as a way to keep ourselves together. And in doing so, we limit the full expression of who we are. So much of what we're seeing so much of who we think we are and what we're seeing through is our own lens. And it's time to question that lens, to be willing to put that lens down, to take it off, and to start seeing ourselves and to start seeing our lives and who we are with clear eyes. So how we're seeing life will then determine how we see ourselves and our own reality of each moment. Yet through the lens we see, we then start to develop a way of seeing ourselves. We then start to develop a perception of ourselves. And we then start to label ourselves and condition ourselves a certain way. All of a sudden, we start attaching labels to ourselves, thinking these labels are who we actually are. Here's another label, and another label, and another label, and another label, and another label. And it just continues. And this process continues going on through our entire lives. But I say that right now, to question who am I really? What am I really? Is what I believe, is it really my truth? Is it who I really am? The moment you dare to let go of the reality and of the identity that you've been holding on to, something starts to happen. You can begin taking those lenses and those labels off. Because who you are, who you truly are, at your depth, is none of these things. Yes, we live in a world of infinitely valid, but simultaneously contradictory realities inherent in the nature of life. But who you are is beyond those realities completely. What you are is free, and it's time to remember that.